Once upon a time, there was a 4-year-old girl who was pig number 3 in Charlotte's Web at Cat's Theater. She was backstage in line with all the other little farm animals, waiting her turn to go on stage. As she looked around, though, all these kids were so excited. She could not understand that and couldn't figure out why. The closer and closer it got to being her turn to go on stage, the worse and worse she felt, until finally she threw up all over herself. And apparently a stained pink felt pig costume isn't what they were going for. So once the adults figured out what was going on, they realized that this little mess had stage fright. A few moments later, you could hear on the audience intercom, "Would the parents of Riley Mohorc please come backstage?" So yes, that was me. And this is about how I overcame, oh wait, I haven't actually overcome this yet. So as you can see, being in front of audiences is not my strong suit, but it's something I've faced my entire life. When I was younger, my mom did anything she could to get me involved. She would take me to kinder music and drag me to maybe a total of 2 dance lessons, but I never was happy until I was home with my older brother, Ben. Now, I don't know why, but I totally adored him. And which is funny, he's only a year older than me, so we've been close all my life, but he's the mere opposite from me. And while he played all his Little League sports, I very happily watched on the sidelines. One year, when I was 5 and Ben was about 6, we went on a family vacation to Hawaii. The hotel we were staying at was holding a big pie eating contest on the beach. And it was a large crowd had accumulated and pretty much only adults were contending. Ben, with no second thoughts about his size or his age, very confidently ran up on stage with all the other people. As you could probably guess, a few pies into the contest, he got sick and started crying on stage. For my 5-year-old self, this is huge. Could my perfect older brother really be embarrassed or incapable of anything? This is the first time I got the hint that everyone has insecurities and is afraid of being looked down upon. Last year, as a junior, I had the opportunity to be part of the Cinderella Charity Ball. I was thrilled to be part of such a worthy event promoting the Boys and Girls Club of Arlington, but I was super nervous about the public speaking aspects of it. Like most, I struggle with self-confidence. Self-confidence means to be able to trust in your own abilities and qualities. And as reigning Miss Cinderella this year, this has been tested in every way imaginable. Now, of course, how bad could something be named Cinderella, right? But it has taught me and challenged me more in 1 year than I ever could have thought. And I've learned several things. 1, speaking in public still makes me sick. 2, speaking without notice is actually easier for me, even though I've never wished this upon myself. If I give myself time to prepare, that's when I freak out. My very first speaking engagement for the Cinderella Charity Ball was at the Rotary Club. I was so nervous, even though there was maybe only about 30 people there. And so I stood up, somewhat pathetically gave my speech, and then I sat back down. But still, I was proud that I was able to get through it. The main speaker at that meeting was the CEO of the Perot Museum in Dallas and happened to be former Miss Colorado. And after she spoke, another Rotary member went into a half rant, half question about how beauty pageants are so awful because they make girls focus on their looks only. Now, then after that, he used me and Cinderella particularly as his example. And even though Cinderella has nothing to do with looks, I was so humiliated to be pointed out that I just sat there with wide eyes and a very red face. And of course, the underlying reason I'm so nervous is because I'm afraid of being judged. And it's a cliche feeling, and everyone has it, but they're afraid of being accepted. But it is how I let this fear affect me. It's natural to feel out of place or self-conscious, but it's what I decide to do with these feelings that makes a difference. I was at for Cinderella, a fundraising event, and there were several hundred people there. When I got there, the president of the Boys and Girls Club asked if I'd mind saying a few words. Of course, I couldn't say no and smiled and stayed composed, but on the inside, I was totally freaking out. But then when I got on stage, I suddenly was not nervous anymore because I didn't have any time to prep for it, and I may have just been numb, but I'll take that as a win. So back to feeling out of place or self-conscious, it is what I do with these feelings that makes a difference. 1, do I let them control me and make me not able to function? Or do I learn from them and realize that other people don't define me? And this is a lesson I've been learning my entire life, every step of the way, but I know I'll only be able to get through it with the help of my Heavenly Father. One of my favorite Christian artists, Francesca Battistelli, wrote these words into beautiful lyrics. She writes, "Spent today in a conversation in the mirror face-to-face with somebody less than perfect. I wouldn't choose me first if I was looking for a champion. In fact, I'd pick everyone before me, but that's just not my story. True to who you are, you saw my heart and made something out of nothing. So I don't need my name in lights, I'm famous in my Father's eyes. Make no mistake, he knows my name. I'm not living for applause, I'm already so adored, it's all his stage." Now if it's okay, there's something I've been waiting 13 years to do. Oink oink.